session. Our topic of discussion today afternoon is perspective on EMBA Pharma Pharmaceutical Management Education for Working Professionals. And I have with us Mr. Yugal Sikri, the Chairman Pharmaceutical Management at School of Business Management and Director Pharmaceutical Technology Management at School of Pharmacy and Technology Management. Sir, may I request you to please initiate the further discussion.
Thanks, Priti. We've been talking about the Executive MBA in Pharmaceutical Management Education Program. I've had 2 live sessions earlier, and I'm sure the viewers know about the program. They know about why this program, and they know why we should be doing this program, particularly in the context of the pharmaceutical industry today. Still, a few initial thoughts. We all know that the pharmaceutical industry, is an industry which is ever growing, evergreen, high potential. Given the facts we all know, and those facts are that we have with double-digit growth, still the access to the modern medicine is only 30%. We know that number of diseases are still untreated, undertreated, and a pace of scientific development is at a high pace. And we also know that we are a large global player, so we are not important for domestic consumption of medicines. We are also critical for supply of affordable medicines to globe. In that context, it's very important for us to have professionals who are fully versed with all the nuances of pharmaceuticals and pharmaceutical management. Also, the typical aspects of management. And with that context, we thought EMBA program fits the bill because this program provides all possible courses with the flavor of pharma. It also covers the courses typical of management education. And today, to do the talking, I thought, let me bring the Executive MBA in Pharmaceutical Management Education class in front of you. I have my 6, I don't know what to call, whether students or my industry colleagues who are here today to tell us about what they felt about the EMBA program, why they decided to be a part of the EMBA program, what is in it for them going forward. Before I request them to speak, I should share with you that for the last 1.5 months, I'm into this process, and the response is simply fabulous. I have been getting the applicants from a wide variety of fields in pharmaceutical and allied industries, be it back-end functions like R&D, or quality, or manufacturing, or front-end functions like marketing, sales, business development, logistics, supply chain, etc. There is a very good interest coming from the regulatory side, the clinical trial side as well. There is also an interest coming from the allied industry. So I am simply overwhelmed with the response which this program has been able to attract. Here we have the very first batch. They are going to pass out now in a month's time or so.
Yes, very good.
And they represent the complete industry. They come from large MNCs like GSK, like Pfizer, like Abbott. They also come from the large Indian organizations. I won't be calling Indian organizations any longer because they're true global players. And we have our colleagues from Glenmark and from McClure. So I would let them do the talking, and I'll encourage the audience to put up the questions which you have for them. They were also keen to speak to all of you, and as much as you are keen to speak to them. So I request Preeti to kick off. She has compiled a few questions, maybe which is there in all of your minds. Let Preeti initiate.
To initiate the discussion, I would like to start with Mr. Mahik Singh, General Manager, Sales and Marketing, Medias Division of Glenmark Pharmaceuticals. Sir, why you felt the need to undertake Executive MBA program in Pharmaceutical Management with all the experiences at your back?
First and foremost is that the environment around us is always changing. And all pundits and gurus say that you should be continuously learning. So that means my rate of learning should always be greater than or equal to the change in environment that is happening around me. And for that, I felt this program is a very holistic and an integrated approach to the core business ideology. It will prepare me for taking on the changes that happen in a more effective and efficient manner. And I was also what I have learned over here that we always before coming over here, I always used to talk about a top line and a bottom line. Today I have learned over here about a triple bottom line also. That how it's the economic, how it is the environmental, and how it is the social. All together they build up an organization. And that is what I feel I am preparing myself that if I have to take a role next, this EMBA will go a long way and assist me with its learning that yes, I am prepared for that.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving on, we have with us Mr. Sachin Diokar, Portfolio Marketing Head, Abbott Critical Cardiology Portfolio. Sir, how relevant is the course content to actual need of your job and the industry?
I think as the website talked about, holistically, we wanted to be a knowledgeable person. So I'll give you an example. So earlier, when I used to sit in a meeting where regulatory function, where the compliance function, where there was a supply chain guy, where there's a business development guy, at that time, most of the points were not relevant to me. But today, when I get a knowledge about all these subjects, then I'm able to actually discuss with them. I'm able to understand the nitty-gritties, what is going on in that function. So if I have to make this course content connect with everybody or with the industry, I think it's a fabulous. Why it is? Because it gives not only marketing, but it also talks about regulatory, it also talks about compliance, it talks about ethics, it talks about business development, it talks about supply chain management. So when I get this knowledge, be I am in Abbott or be I am in entire industry, wherever I go, I have a good knowledge, and I think that gives you that the knowledge and which will actually take you to the further level. That's a good thing about this course.
Thank you so much, sir, for the brief. Next, we have Mr. Samvit Datta, McLeod's, Assistant Vice President Sales for Cardiac Division. Sir, could you get adequate exposure to various functions of pharmaceutical company?
Okay, first of all, since you are introduced as a sales head, I have been sales head of the company, but then throughout the functions, I've been only focusing on a particular function. Now, after coming to this particular course, I could get an exposure on regulatory, exposure on international marketing, within supply chain, at the same time on marketing, of course, is there, which we've been doing day in, day out. But more important is that I could understand the lingo of various departments, the nuances. That is more important. Just give a holistic view of what we do in an organization. This course has really benefited me, and I can share myself.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question we have for Mr. Nilofer Alaraka, Head Sales and Marketing, Glenmark Alliance Division. Ma'am, is the faculty able to provide enough practical perspective as well as management concepts to increase your understanding?
I think this is the best part of this institute that the faculty is so experienced and learned, and they come from a vast, different kind of backgrounds. Some are entrepreneurs, some are experts, they are consultants, but the most important is most of them have hands-on experience in the pharma industry, and they are the the icons which you would love to meet and learn from. So the faculty has been not only teaching but also mentoring, which is very very important. And I think the entire atmosphere is of pure learning, a two-way learning, which really brings out the entire flavor of how you can deal with individual subjects. So it's a good learning experience, and I think a wonderful thing to come here and spend the Saturday Sunday.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Next question we have for Mr. Shyam Paliwal, entrepreneur, and he has a past experience as a business unit head and operational effectiveness at Zoetis, Pfizer Animal Health. So, how about experiential learning?
That's a good question.
In fact, one of the things which is a kind of challenge for very senior people who are sitting here is our span of attention. Our span of attention being small, experiential learning or two-way learning, as Nilofer was talking, becomes a very critical skill to be able to imbibe the knowledge in our comfort area. Right? And that is what is striking here. Uh, and I believe that most of the professors are seasoned. They are experienced in the field. They have not only been in functional head roles, but also beyond that in general management. And so that brings in a lot of project orientation in us. So to give you an example, each one of us sitting here have and are doing projects in our own companies, getting the learning from the professors, getting them as coaches. Mr. Sikri, our chairman Saab, is also helping us with those projects. And so when you do the projects, and it is not necessarily in my own function. It could be I being a business unit head doing a project with my supply chain head to reduce the inventories or reduce cost or getting it with the manufacturing. So when you do these kind of projects, and as we always say, the Colb's learning process says that 70% of the adults can learn much better if it is an experiential form. And that's what is striking here. I would recommend this very seriously to people who have short span of attention to find this engaging and have that experience.
Thank you so much, sir. With that, I hope everyone has a long span of attention here. So next question we have from Ms. Rashna Merchant, who is the Market Change and Communication Leads in GlaxoSmithKline. Ma'am, it's a weekend program. So during the week you work, and Saturday, Sunday you are here in the campus. So how do you really manage all the work, studies and life?
Rashna perhaps has got perhaps most difficult question and most apt question.
So most, I would say it's not a difficult question, but it's a very critical question in the sense most of them would be interested in knowing how we balance this. Right? What is extremely important that you need to have this conviction in your mind even before you join this program that you're doing it for yourself. Right? It's going to benefit me. It's going to add value, and you heard my colleagues say this, that it's going to add value, immense value when you're going to work the leadership program. So it's going to help me. That conviction should be there. Second most important thing, it's not only going to help me, it's going to help my organization. So I'm going to add it back to the organization. Once you have that conviction in you need to do a couple of things. You need to first have a couple of conversations. So you have a conversation with yourself, saying that it's important for me, and I have opted for this, and I'm going to do this. Second conversation that you need to have is with your family. Extremely important. Be it your husband, your wife, your parents, your children. You need to have a conversation with them and say that you will require support, and together we will balance this and we will save it through. Right? The third conversation that you need to have is with your line manager, with your company, because it's going to be a win-win situation for both the self as well as the company. That has to come out very clearly, and therefore the support of the company is required. Once you do all of this, it's extreme. I mean, what will be tested to the hilt here is your multitasking capabilities. How effectively you will be able to prioritize things and do it. Because everything is important. And you will surely have to do everything with the same rigor and the same enthusiasm that you have. So your agility to actually adapt to challenges that would come up professionally, suddenly, challenges that would come up personally, challenges that would come up in the college. Right? So you will have to have that agility to do that. So I'll be very honest, it's going to be demanding. So if you think it's going to be easy, it's not going to be easy. Having said that, it's not going to be impossible. So all of us have completed 1.5 months, and we will be executive EMBA PHARMA Pharmaceutical. Right? So it's not going to be.
You can see the claps.
It's not going to be impossible. You will be able to do it. But if you think it's going to be smooth sailing, it's going to be very demanding, and be absolutely clear that you want to do it because it's going to add value to you and it's going to add value to your organization.
Very small thing.
Then you will be able to say it. Thank you.
That I want to re-emphasize is that all of us, right, are every day the next generation is the millennial generation. Almost 90% of them have already done their MBAs. The language that they use, if you as a business head is not using, you actually get disconnected from them. They just don't understand that. And all the more for people who are wanting to grow beyond a particular line, when most of the business unit heads which are being selected are below 40 or around 40, we need to quickly upgrade. And that's what is a serious gap at the moment in the pharma industry. I don't see many who are MBAs yet, because they speak a language which is quite alien from a guy who's just come out of an MBA and he's your marketing guy. So I think that's the other reason.
Thank you so much, Rashna ma'am and sir.
And at this juncture, can I request Meet sir? He, all of us can see him. My salutes to him for the passion which he has in learning. The viewers would see and find him as energetic as I could see a young man of 25, 26 years into the full-time MBA program, just passed out his graduation. But viewers, he is 50 plus. The desire to learn is ever there. And we heard him saying that he wants to move ahead, and he wants to move ahead through the vehicle of MBA plus the huge experience of work, almost
34 years.
34 years of experience. That's the passion for teaching. And friends, all of these people have, as Rashna mentioned just now, they have 1.5 months to go to finish this course. The energy, enthusiasm, spirit to learn is as young as they were perhaps 25, 26. And that's what perhaps the program does.
So the resilience is still pretty much high.
Resilience is still very, very much higher. Rashna talked to us about, yes, it's demanding. It is also interesting. It's also something which binds you together. You would have the opportunity to have, as I was mentioning earlier, MNCs, Indian, large companies, small companies, back-end function, front-end function, all diversity available in the class. It's music to one's ear when you open a topic for discussion and the pearls of wisdom start coming out. It's not the course content alone. It is the sum total of the experiences of the entire pharmaceutical industry which comes alive and available to people who are attending the program. Huge experience on the audience, the student side, and similarly large experience on the faculty side. And as Nilofer was mentioning, we have in our institute today who's who. We have HR heads. I have HR head of MST, HR head of J&J, HR head of Associated Capsules, HR head of GSK, taking the sessions on HR. We have huge talent, senior talent from marketing and sales, teaching us marketing and sales. We have big names in finance teaching the program. And I think the faculty brings adds another range of experiences to huge experience already available in the table. And I think that makes the fantastic learning. Frankly speaking, when I'm in the class of EMBA, I feel connected to the industry. And I have personally been in the industry for 35, 36 years. And I thought I have come to academics. No, I'm not come to academics. I've come to live industry because that's what we have the opportunity to discuss in the EMBA program. So it's wonderful to have all of you. I must also mention here, though Nilofer did not mention and she was talking about it, it does make a difference to your career. We heard Mike sir talking about it, and we actually experienced in case of Nilofer. Nilofer has just moved to the role of, what did you say, sales and division?
Yeah, so actually, I personally feel this has been a big chapter in my life, and it has helped me progress in my career. It has, in fact, let me tell you, people in my organization have told me that Nilofer, we see a visible difference in the way certain things are handled, certain decisions are taken, and I think it has helped me learn and get back into the habit, because sometimes you just get into the ruts of doing activities and stop learning, and that's when you stagnate and you die. So I think this MBA program has really helped me come back into the learning phase, as Maheep sir was also saying, and grow in my organization, and I'm sure it's going to help me grow further. And what I really like and I would like to emphasize is, these subjects like digital marketing, something that I would really like to learn as a part of the syllabus. It really kicks me, puts a kick into me to learn something new, implemented in the actual thing in my divisions. I think it's just superb. I mean, I think this is something that I recommend to everybody.
In fact, I would recommend you guys to pay from your own pocket, just like I did, because I was wanting to get prepared to become an entrepreneur. And where best to get to know what the industry faces, except for being inside the class where the general managers of the industries are sitting, just like all of these.
Or peer-to-peer learning.
Yeah, and I get to know about the real issues. What are they facing today? What is the industry and a cross section of the industry is inside the class every Saturday, Sunday. And most of my clients, right, I am serving, I get to know their perspective much faster because I am already experienced it on Saturdays and Sundays. So if the organization is possibly, sometimes there could be some limitations. If you want to grow yourself, I think you must invest on yourself.
As the table brings out, we have diversity of experience. Sham Pariwal represents entrepreneur. We have in the other class, currently they are the first years, we have two entrepreneurs who are running their own business. As the way Sham is running his own business, he was earlier with Pfizer. And Rashna has huge experience of sales and marketing. Now she is Center of Excellence, change diversity is the key characteristic of this course as a source of learning. So, friends, it has been wonderful interacting with you. Please do reach out to us if you have more questions, more queries. Just to share with you, on the request of number of people, because number of people are involved in traveling, there was a special request to me to extend the date. The date for the registration, the last day for registration and completing the formality is now 28th of August. Those 28th of August 2017. The program starts from first week of September. We are all geared, and I'm sure the best will come. I'm personally keen to have diverse people in the class, hailing from all sections of the pharmaceutical and allied industries. If you are from medical devices, if you are from diagnostics, if you are from hospital, if you are from back end, front end, wherever, you have an opportunity to augment your knowledge base and the skill base, and I'm sure that will help you to achieve your career objectives the way it has done for Nilofer and the way we heard Maheep sir talking about, and I'm sure that's at the back of the mind of everybody. So they are just a representative of the class. There are many more colleagues of mine or students of ours who are there in the class who also wanted to join, but because we have positive place here, so here is the esteemed group of students who talk to us about the program and their own perspectives about the program. So wonderful interacting with you, and Kriti, would you like to
Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone, and thank you sir for being with us. Thank you everyone who joined us for the wonderful discussion that we had. On this note, we shall see you all again with another good discussion.
And looking forward to be part of the NMIMS. If you heard the challenges of which Rashna mentioned, and the merits and the disadvantages, the ecstasies of learning, which the other members of the group mentioned over here.
So keep your learning alive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.